Yeah.
Previously on... Today we are reviewing
Hit Girl,
which may come as a surprise to you guys that it is now on Image Comics instead of Marvel as it was in 2012. So we read number 1 so we could do a quick review for you.
So this was written by Mark Millar.
The artist is Ricardo Lopez Ortiz,
Ortiz,
because he's an artist. Ricardo Lopez Ortiz. And he wrote, well, I don't want to get into the art yet, so never mind, I was gonna write.
Well, we could talk about the story a little bit. Pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, and except I liked that Mark Millar really threw in a lot of backstory very quickly. Well, I felt like it had a lot of backstory immediately, and it didn't feel overwhelming to me though. So I feel like this is a good read for a new reader. So I'm interested to see how someone who has read Kick-Ass and Hit Girl before feels when they're reading this new team up for Hit Girl.
I feel like if they didn't see the movie or read the comics that they might be a little bit lost.
Why do you feel that way?
I just felt like, I mean, they wouldn't be, I don't know. I feel like the way she acts would be a little bit more taken for granted if you didn't understand like where she came from, especially like things with her dad. Yeah,
you definitely don't get that in this issue. Right. In terms of, well, she mentions it a little bit, saying like, oh, my old sidekick. So essentially the plot of the story is that Hit Girl is looking for a new sidekick, and she's going all around the globe serving her style of justice. But I don't like the way Image wrote out the description, saying she's a, what was it? A tween Polly Pocket sized.
She's a mix between the Punisher and Polly Pocket.
Why Polly Pocket? I don't know, but their choice of words, not ours.
I understand the Punisher because she's pretty brutal. She's pretty like...
Absolutely, and that's what I like about this is how brutal it is.
I feel like it could be more brutal.
You think it'd be more brutal?
Yeah.
I mean, she's really badass, and
not to say that she isn't badass. She definitely is. I think I just wanted it to be, I don't know why I wanted it to be like more violent and brutal. Even though it already is violent and brutal.
It's very violent and brutal, and I think that the art speaks to that as well. But before I get into the art, going back to the plot, so the next few issues are going to take place in a different country. This one takes place in Colombia, and that's where she's looking for her new sidekick. Side piece, I guess. And
no, she's like 12. She's not a side piece.
She could have a side piece.
Let's not talk about that.
But there's like 11-year-olds dating. And
I don't want to talk about
side piece.
Totally different channel for that.
Okay.
But next, she's going to Canada.
She's going. I don't know if she's going to Canada in the next one, but I heard through the grapevine that she may be in Canada. But that's just like internet talk. You can't rely on the internet all the time. But the writing style, you did mention when we were quickly browsing through it that it didn't feel like there was much writing.
It didn't. I think just because there obviously is writing on almost every single panel. I think it was just so minimalistic and like straight to the point that you didn't feel like you were reading a lot of exposition.
Yeah, I feel like there was more art telling the story than there was actual lettering.
It's a very art-heavy comic.
Yeah, which, what's his name? Ricardo
Lopez Ortiz.
Ricardo. I don't like people with 3 names. It's so difficult. Those are usually serial killers.
Or like 90s teen stars.
90s, like who?
Like
Jessica Love. No,
Jessica Love Hewitt.
No, that's not her name. Jennifer.
Jennifer Love
Hewitt.
Melissa Joan Hart.
You're right. Okay, so 90s style.
Sean Michael Scott. That wasn't the 90s.
Michael Scott.
No, I'm talking about One Tree Hill.
Oh no, I didn't watch that. That's the CW show that I didn't watch.
Ooh, you gotta watch it.
So the art style is the style that I tend to like the most, which is sketchbooky, as well as chaotic. But that definitely complements the storytelling.
I usually don't like that kind of style. To me, I don't know, I find it irksome somehow. I don't know, but I did really enjoy it here.
Okay. And
because the colorist really complemented the artist very well.
It's extremely bright, extremely dynamic in terms of coloring and the art that complement the story so well.
And the colorist is Sunny Go.
Sunny Go?
Is that how you pronounce it?
G-H-O?
Joe? Go?
Go. I like Sunny. Sunny's coloring was really
very
awesome.
vivid, bright colors. And I liked how she chose like a color scheme per page and how she didn't stick to a specific palette. So that was refreshing.
But it was just bright overall. That's what I liked about it too.
Very attracted to that.
Because Hit Girl is very in your face, really in your face. So the art is also super in your face. Lots of blood, lots of gore.
Lots of popping stuff.
Yes. One thing that I wanted to mention about this series is that coming from Marvel over to Image, I feel like that is going to, I don't know, some readers of the series before might have some kind of issues with that, or I don't know, how is Image going to make this series succeed if it didn't do well with Marvel? And one thing that I heard is that Image actually gave comic book shops guarantees of buying all these issues of 1 through 4, and if they didn't sell them, they would actually reimburse them for the cost of the comics.
Right.
And I'm not sure what that says about the series.
I don't know if it says something specific about the series. I think a lot of comic retailers have a bad taste in their mouth from Marvel and from having comics sit on their shelves and Marvel not buying back, or the fact that in order to get certain titles or certain covers, they have to order like crazy amounts of stock from them and they just wind up sitting on it. And Marvel hasn't really had the best track record with female-led storylines. I mean, of course, there are exceptions, but I guess with that, Image didn't want the retailers or
they wanted to incentivize it. Incentivize just making the purchase so they could feel more comfortable in pushing this out to their demographic of shoppers, which I'm glad I picked it up. But another thing to note is that this is Mark Millar's first time working, well, I'm not sure if it's his very first time working with Ricardo Lopez Ortiz. I got it right that time. But beforehand, he had another artist on his team for the Kick-Ass, and did he write Kick-Ass? Well, I'm not sure, but he did write Hit Girl.
He wrote both.
On Marvel. So I think that Ricardo Lopez Ortiz complimented Mark Millar excellently. So I hope that they do stick around as a team moving forward for the series. Which I'm not sure either if this is going to be a continuing monthly series or if it's just going to be these 4 issues. They probably are looking to see how these 4 issues do in terms of sales, of course, and how the audience is liking it. So we'll see. Hopefully it does. Well, let's see how it does after these 4 issues.
Right, because the first issue is a lot of basic setup, really. There's nothing, I guess there is some sort of conflict going on, but I feel like it's very introductory.
It's kind of like a internal conflict of Hit Girl not having, actually, yeah, there is internal conflict because within the story, she's kind of like, do I need a sidekick? Maybe, yeah. She's just like, yeah, I need a sidekick. So that's essentially what the storyline's surrounding right now. So I'm curious to see how it moves forward. But overall, I did find this comic to be entertaining, but that's because I love blood and guts. So, what did you think?
I thought it was entertaining. I just, it was like a feast for my eyes with all these colors and the art itself. I really enjoyed more so than the writing, and which isn't very often for me.
Yeah, whoa. That's different.
That I'm paying attention to the art more than anything else. So I'll hang on for now. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to Hit Girl as well, and I think I'm gonna rate this issue number 1 probably 5 out of 8, only because there needs to be some more development in terms of the story.
Exactly. I feel the same.
The art, excellent. Keep moving forward with the art, superb. But the storyline, plot-wise, I want to see where it goes for Hit Girl.
Same, I'd give it 5 out of 8 as well, for the same exact reason. I just love this pink and purple, beautiful cover. I know Amy Reed. Who did that cover?
Oh yeah, Amy.
Yeah.
Signed Amy. Is that her last name? Amy Reed?
Amy Reader? I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names.
We can find out in the cover, Amy Reader. Yeah, Jenna's got good memory. Good job.
The cover, but shoot.
And look, I'm sure it's coming across on camera how much it pops too. Just look at this page, and you just see how awesome it translates across the different color palettes here. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a manga style as well. It's manga inspired, I would say, for Ricardo Lopez Ortiz's artwork.
Yeah, the eyes are very expressive, and I love that. Oh, I love that so much. She's so I love it. She's so
cheeky.
badass.
It's like snarky? No. Yeah, kind of.
She's badass.
Snarky, cheeky. She's just cool. So let us know what you think of Hit Girl #1, but also let us know if you read the previous series on Marvel and how it compares to this one. Let us know also if you're going to keep reading this. And that's it.
Yeah. All right, let's start a fire.
Let's start a fire. Bye, guys.